welcome to the class. So today we're going to do a stretch and mobility class, which is going to contain quite a lot of stretches and movement that are going to work on our mobility of our arms and spine and overall body. So just listen to your body. If the stretch is getting a bit too strong, just give it a release. Just do what you can and or what you're able to today. You're just going to need your mat and a head cushion. So let's start. We're going to start in our feet together. Open your toes, open your heels. We're going to take a few seconds to set the weight underneath each foot. Make sure it's nice and even and centered. Soften our knees, hands on our hips, and we're going to work our neutral spine. So tucking the spine under and lift it up. So tucking the bottom under and lift it up. Trying to keep the upper body nice and still. And here we're mobilizing the lower spine. Big movements to start first, and slowly reducing each movement until we come to our neutral pelvis with our hips nice and level. We're going to relax the arms down. We're going to start by rolling the shoulders back, melting the shoulder blades to our bottom. Chin slightly tucked toward our chest, and remembering our helium balloon, making us nice and tall towards the ceiling. We're going to take a breath in, and as you're breathing out, we're going to exit from the back through to the front, bringing that pelvic floor up towards our heart, and breathe in, release. Breathing out, engage, and breathe in, release. And again, breathing out, engage, and breathe in, release. Perfect. So we're going to start by some arm circles. So we're going to come up as we breathe in, out, and out. Sorry, breathe in, up, and out, circle back. And up, and back. I'm going to do the other way. Bring circle back, and in, and back, and in. And again, one more. We're going to stay forward, breath in, breathing out, open big, like a big balloon, and breathing in. Just imagine you're holding this massive balloon in your hands, and breathe in. Breathing out, and in. Smiling with your collarbones. And in. And this time we're going to come up and bring the breastbone to the ceiling. And breathe in, return. Keeping the pelvis stacked up. We're just lifting the breastbone towards the ceiling. And back in, one more. And in. I'm going to reach the floor, to the ceiling, and reach on our toes. Oops, sorry. And come back in. Come up and reach the ceiling. Come to our toes. And down. And up. My balance not very good this afternoon. And coming up. And down. One more. We're going to leave the arms to the ceiling. Come back. Arms behind our head. Breath in. Breathing out. Shrug. Breathe in. Release. And shrug. And in. Release. Breathing out. And in. And out. And in. Last one. And in. And reach the ceiling. A big circle back down. We're going to come up to our toes and come back down. Soft knees, toes relax. Shooting up to the ceiling. Squeezing our bottom to come up, only going as high as we can control the balance. And in. And this time we're going to come up, stay up, bend one knee, and then swap with the other one. So we're going to do a bit of walking. Warming up our ankles. Make sure that the feet and the knees are still parallel, not trying to meet up with one another. Squeezing up and down. We're going to stop with one knee bend, bring the opposite arm in front, and then we're going to bring the arms as well. A bit faster, trying to run for the bus. Excellent. I'm going to slow down and calm down. Perfect. And from here, we're going to do a mermaid. We're going to zip up to the ceiling, reach to the side, and fold to like a banana, reach to the ceiling. We're going to look to the floor, roll forward, come to the front, go all the way around, come back with the other arm to the ceiling. Breath in, breathing out, reach and bend like a banana. Reach to the top hand. I'm going to roll forward, come to the front, come back to the other side with the other arm, come up toward the ceiling, breathe in. Reach out, come down like a banana, reach to the top hand, roll forward. All the way around, come back up to the other side. Reach and to the other side. Breathe in and round. And circle back. We're going to stay at the front, roll back up with our hands on top of our knees, shoot our bottom back, come up to our little squatting position with our bottom tucked under, head looking towards the ceiling, creating a nice diagonal line. Then we're going to do our cat and cow. So we're going to tilt that bottom up, look to the ceiling. We're going to tuck under, rounding our back, and head in. And lift the tail up, head out. And reverse. Head in, tail in. And out, head out. Head in, tail in. One more each way. And back the other way. Go back to our neutral position. And here we're going to tuck under or thread under the arm. Lower ourselves down. Press the arm onto their thigh. And with the other one, we're going to open to the ceiling. And come back in. Thread under. Reach towards the floor. Press that arm onto the thigh. And then open the other arm away. And back in. And again, breathing out. Reach towards the floor and open to the ceiling. And in. Last one. Reach. And open. And back in. And from here, we're going to tuck on that, tucking our bottom, restacking the spine one bone at a time. Big shoulders, roll back. Excellent. And we're going to do a couple of roll downs. Now, press in to prepare. Breathing out, chin to chest. And we're going to roll the spine one bone at a time in our own time. Bottom and hips going as far as we can. Breath in at the bottom, breathing out, tucking the bottom under, restacking the spine as we come back up. Breath in at the top, breathing out, chin to chest, rolling forward, really mobilizing that spine. Keeping the knees soft. It's a spine stretch. Breathe in the bottom, breathing out, tucking under first, and then restacking each bone of the spine. neck and head. Excellent. Perfect. This time we're going to cross over the legs. So that's my left over the right. And we're going to do another roll down. So rolling forward. We're going to be careful not to lose our balance with this one. So even more careful than before. And going as far down as we can. Feeling the stretch on our bottom. Breath in. And breathing out, restacking. Perfect. Letting the blood come back up to the top of our head. And then cross to the other side. Right over left. Breath in. Breathing out, chin to chest, rolling forward. Nice and gently. Careful not to fall over. Feeling the stretch on the leg, the back of the leg. Breath in. And breathing out to come back up. Excellent. We're going to come to the end of our mat. We're going to do another roll down to come to the floor. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out. Chin to chest, rolling forward. Bone by bone. This time we can keep the legs nice and straight. Getting to stretch the back of our neck, head and hands. Legs, and we're going to walk our hands to the floor, to the mat. Come to our nice down dog, and we're going to bend our knee, and then the other. Bend the knee, and then the other. Do a little walking, stretching the back of our legs. Perfect. Both legs together, shooting that bottom up, and then coming to the knees, onto the floor, onto our hands and knees. Curling the feet. Make sure the hands are shoulder width apart. Soft elbows, bottom tucked under. And we're going to do a tail swish and take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, we're going to swish to the right and swish to the left. Swish and swish. So as we swish the bottom side to side, we're going to look with our, try to look to our bottom with our eyes as well. Breathe in and out. Perfect. Well done. One more on each side. Perfect. And then we're going to stop here. We're going to do our hip circles on our wrist and on our knees. We're going to come forward and then go onto the side and back and onto the other side and forward. Breathing out one way, into the other side, breathing out and in and out and in. And one more, and then we're going to go the other way, drawing the circle on the other way. Really good. Perfect. One more. And then we're going to stop here. And from here, we're going to bring both hands in front of each other to do a little bit more swishing. So here we're going to come forward and backwards. Forward and back. Forward. Work a little bit harder onto our shoulders and back. We're going to swap hands, the other one in front and back and forth. Stretching our wrist. One more. Perfect. Bringing our hands back to shoulder width and then have a nice shallow stretch. So lowering our bottom onto our feet and releasing the wrist, flowing our head down. I'm going to circle our wrists one way and the other. And this time we'll come back to our hands and knees. Have a big stretch, a big hand forward. We're going to open our knees and keep our feet together. And we're going to lower ourselves down through another shell stretch. Deep breath in. Feeling the stretch up of your arms. I'm going to leave those the hands where they are, coming back to your hands and knees. Closing your knees to hip width again. And this time we're going to lower our hips to the floor and come into our cobra. Breath in. Pushing back, leaving the hands on the mat. Returning the chest onto the mat. Putting the bottom up. Breathe in. And coming back up, returning to our cobra, hips to the floor. And one more shell stretch, leaving the hands where they are. Perfect. Going to bring our hands back to shoulder width. We're going to do our swimming. So we're going to reach with our right arm and then reach with the left hand leg and then lift up. Come back in. So we lengthen with the arm and the opposite leg and reach. And come back in. Lengthen and reach. We're going to keep looking to the mat, making sure we keep our bottom nice and tucked under. Working through our core as we lengthen and reach and releasing as we come back in. Breathing out, lengthen and reach, strong into our core. Breathe in, release. Breathing out, engage and reach. Breathe in, release. So the release is quite important on the pelvic floor or the core activation. It's as important as activating your core. So we want to make sure that as we move, we engage our core muscles. As we return, we want to release that activation. Breathing out, engage, and reach. And back in. Last one, and reach. And back in. Perfect. I'm going to come to our sitting position. Sitting high on our sitting bone. Now, if you can't sit high on your sitting bone, if you find it a bit hard, grab a couple of books or a block and sit on the block. That will loosen up your hips and you'll be able to sit up better. So I'm going to sit cross-legged. Just sit whichever way you feel comfortable. And I'm going to bring my hands in front like a prayer in front of me, resting my thumb between my two boobs. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, and we're going to twist to the side. Breathing into the stretch and back in and out. Looking over our shoulders. Breathe in and breathing out, come back. Breathe in. Out to stretch to the side. Breathe in and back. And out. Twist to the other side. And in. And out. This time we're going to do some arm opening. So we're going to open, twist, and then reach behind us with the other arm. Come back. And in. Breathing out and reach behind us with the arm. Bring it back and back in one more. Breathing out and reach behind, and in, and out, and reach behind, and back in. Perfect. We're going to open our legs in front of us to do our saw movement. So I'm going to come off the block, but you can stay on your block if you need to. You bring our arms in front of us, breath in to prepare. Breathing out, you're going to twist towards the left foot and reach down towards the foot. And reach for the outside of the foot. Breath in, out, come back up, and into center. Out, twist to the right foot. Reach for the outside of the right foot. Other arm behind. Breathe in, and come back, and into center. Out, and in. And out, and in. Out, and in. And out, and one more. And back. And we're going to come back to our cross-legged, hands to the side, and we're going to come up to the side, reach above our head, stretching the side of our trunk, and come back in. And the other side. And come back in. One more on each side. And back. And the other way. And back. Perfect. Well done. I'm going to come to our back. I'm going to do some shoulder bridge. Perfect. Perfect. We're going to come to our back, laying on our back, feet and knees together. Open your feet, open your toes. Toes of feet quite close to your bottom. We're going to start with some gentle pelvic tilts, like we did in standing. So we're going to crush or squish our lower back to the floor, and then lift the lower back away. Squash the lower back down, and lift it away. And down. And up. One more each way. And then we're going to come to our neutral pelvis, where we have a nice tray of drinks. Little blueberry underneath our head, lower back. Arms nice and relaxed. Chin slightly tucked to our chest. I'm going to breathe in. Breathing out, we're going to engage through our core. Squash our blueberry. Squeeze our bottom and come up all the way to the shoulder blades, bone by bone, into our shoulder bridge. Breath in at the top. Breathing out, returning the spine one bone at a time. Really taking our time. And then back to the bottom. Breath in. Breathing out. Engage and squish and squeeze up. Breath in at the top. And down. Breath in at the bottom. Breathing out, squash and squeeze. Mobilizing the spine. Breath in at the bottom, at the top. Breathing out to release and return the spine to the floor. And back in. This time we're going to bring our arms on top of our shoulders. Breathe in, breathing out, squash, engage, come up, As you breathe in at the top, you're going to lower the arms behind you. Leave your arms behind as you lower the spine back down. Bring the arms back up. Breathe in out, engage, squash and squeeze, lift the spine up. Breathe in, lower the arms behind, leave them where they are, and then roll back down. And bring the arms back up. One more. Breathing out, rolling back up. Breath in at the top, lower the hands behind you. Breathing out, return the spine to the floor. And you're going to bring the arms in front, and as you bring the arms, you're going to bring your chin to your chest, and then shoulders, and then coming back to sitting nice and straight. Reach through the feet, try to grab them. Breathe in, breathing out. Big circle to the side. Perfect. You're going to bend your knees again. Come to your sitting position. Here yet again, if you can't, having to get you sit nice and tall on your sitting bone, please take a couple of books or a block and sit on it. That will help with your roll down. So we're going to bring our hands in front. Breathe in, breathing out. We're going to tuck under and come back up. So I need little tilts first and in. So sliding that bottom under and coming back up. Sliding the bottom under and coming back up. This time we're going to go a bit further down. We're going to bring the arms in line with your knees and then come back forward and sit back up. So if you're on the block, come and sit right at the edge of the block, otherwise you'll fall off it. Breath in, breathing out, tuck under, roll down until your hands are in line with your knees. Breath in, breathing out, squeeze, roll back towards your knees and sit back up. Breathing out, roll down, breathe in, breathing out, curl back towards your knees and sit back up. And again, this time we're going to roll back. We're going to open one arm to the side, come back in, other arm to the side, come back in, reach forward and sit back up. Curl under, roll back, open, open, reach forward and sit back up and down. And this time we're going to go up, up, open, open, reach forward, sit back up and down. Up, up, open, open, reach forward and sit back up. One more this way, breath in, breathe out, tucking under, rolling back, shoulders away from our ears, lift, lift, open, open, reach forward and sit back up. Perfect. We're going to now stretch the back. We're going to clasp our hands and arms underneath our thighs, like so. And then we're going to tuck under and pull on our arms, looking chin to our chest, feeling the pull against our lower, against our shoulder blades, feeling them like they're pulling against each other, away from each other. Breathing in. You're going to release that tension, bring the feet a bit closer to our bottom. And then we're going to tug under a little bit further, stretching those arms, feeling that little pull from our shoulder blades. Breath in, chin to our chest. Perfect. And we're going to bring our feet a little bit more closer to our bottom, and then tugging a bit further down, really stretching our arms. Really good. And then curling back up, reaching up, sitting forward. We're going to come off the block if we are on the block. And we're going to do another roll down. See if we can roll all the way down now. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, tucking on a roll. And then lowering the spine bone by bone. Reach behind. Breath in. Breathing out, coming back, chin to chest, rolling forward, using your core muscle to come back up. Reach for your knees and sit up. And curl. Roll down all the way. Bone by bone, reach behind. Bring it in. Knees to chin to chest, rolling forward. And curling back up. And reaching. Well done. Excellent. Perfect. This time I'm going to go all the way back down. All the way down again. Put our knees and feet together. Arms open wide like an aeroplane. Breath in. Breathing out. So we're going to lower the knees to one side. Roll the head to the other. Breathe in. Back to center. Breathe in. Roll the legs to the other side. Head to the other. Breathe in. And roll back up. And roll to the other side. Breathe in. And back to middle. One more on the other side. Breath in. And back to the center. This time we're going to open our knees as wide as the mat, and our hands still open wide like an aeroplane. And we're going to lower the knees and the feet down, moving the block. Roll the head to the other side. Breath in. Coming back up. And roll to the other side. Breathe in. Back to center. And again. Back to the middle. And to the other side. And deep breath in. And back to center. Bring your feet close together. You're going to bring one knee to the chest. Hold it there. And lengthen the other one away without lifting the knee away from the chest. You're going to point and flex the foot. That is stretch away. And then return that leg towards you. Lower the other one down. Pin the other knee towards your chest. Lengthen the other leg. And then from that, on that leg, you're going to point and stretch and flex the foot. Bring the knee back. Lower the other one down. You're going to roll onto your side. Push yourself up. And come up to your hands and knees. And shoulder width apart. knees hip width apart. And we're going to lift our tail up, lift our head out. Curling under, rounding the back, head in. Lifting your tail, head out. Tail under, head in. And one more each way, lifting your tail up, head out. And curling under, rounding up, head in. From here, we're going to lengthen one leg away, fold the other one under us, keep the pelvis nice and square with the mat. We're going to come up first, pushing on our hands, lifting the trunk up. And then we're going to slowly lower ourselves to the mat as far as we can, stretching the hands in front, keeping the pelvis squared with the mat. Walk our hands back in. Come back to your hands and knees. I'm going to do the same on the other side. We're going to lengthen the other leg, fold the other one under, lower ourselves down and bring your hand towards us. Extending our trunk, feeling the stretch on our front hip. And then coming forward, lowering ourselves down, keeping the pelvis forward and square to the mat. Feeling the stretch on our bottom. And we'll walk our hands back in. Back to your hands and knees. Back to your high kneeling. You're going to have a big step forward. And then from here we're going to lunge and bring our arms up. And come back in. Breathing out. In. And again. And in. Tucking your bottom under. And last one. Perfect. Bring your feet perpendicular to your knee in 90 degree and tuck your bottom under, feeling the stretch on that front hip, and you're going to bring the arm up and mermaid stretch to the side. Come back in. Arm up and stretch to the side. And back in. Tucking that bottom under, and again, last one, arm up and stretch to the side. And back in. We're going to swap leg. Big step forward. You're going to lunge forward. Arms coming in. Lifting the arms up. Pelvis square and forward. One more. Perfect. Bring the knee underneath bring the foot underneath the knee, more in 90 degree. And we're going to tuck that bottom under, feel that stretch on the front hip, bring that arm up. And then we're going to stretch the side. Come back in, lower the arm. Breathing out, arm up and stretch. And back in. One more. And perfect. We're going to lower back to our knees, tuck your feet under. You're going to sit on your heels. Roll your shoulders back. Walk your hands towards your knees. Push on your hands, roll onto your feet. Sit on your feet if you can. Take a couple of breaths here. We're going to bring our fingers to our toes, push our bottom, keep the knees bent, and then we're going to hang the arms there, Keep them a circle, keeping the bottom tucked under, circling our arms the other way, and then we're going to roll back up using your roll down. Shoulders back, rolling the shoulders backwards. Perfect. And relaxing the shoulder blades down. I'm going to chin to chest, chin to the ceiling, chin to chest, chin to the ceiling, back to center, ear to shoulder, low to the floor, and press that hand towards the opposite hand towards the mat, and come back to center, other ear to other shoulder, and look to the mat, and then reach the opposite hand towards the floor, and back in. Give your shoulders a shake, your legs a shake, and well done. I hope you're nice and stretched and mobile now, and I wish you a good day.